Panago Pizza presents SCP. The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle and Adam Wilde.
I'm going to try that.
You sandwich both ends, you end the middle piece? The middle piece is the best part.
We got to start with that, right? Are we talking?
Let's go.
Has the
We
show
already did.
begun?
It's already started.
No, I just started the camera, so
Oh,
it's just
but we have the audio, so
That's great. So, I'm confused. Have we actually started?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay. Yes.
I'm about to teach the world a lesson here. I'm about to teach you how to eat. You've been eating your whole, however old you are, until this day.
53.
53. You went 53 years without knowing how to eat.
Wow.
And in
You
this moment-
53-year-old idiot.
In this moment, you're about to learn how to eat. When you eat a sandwich
A sandwich, a common thing that people eat.
or a slice of Panago pizza,
Particularly common
those
and amazing.
with those types of food, there's a strategy you should go into as you start eating.
Because you can't just eat. What are you, nuts?
That's preposterous.
What, were you raised on a barn?
Just
on a
eat.
barn? That would be a feat.
You did say on a barn.
Were you raised on a
Were you
farm?
raised on the little roof of a barn?
Adam, were you raised on a barn?
I was not actually raised on top of a barn. It's
I think we have a new title of the show.
On a barn.
On a barn.
On a barn.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
The Kevin Lowe Brian Burke rematch on the roof. They're the Peter Griffin epic chicken fight of hockey. Yes, Jesse?
your goal when eating should be to eat the best thing last, because you want that best flavor, that best bite, to be the last thing you remember.
That's why I usually eat my vegetables first.
So it's same here. I eat all my fries first, save the burger for last, 'cause I think the burger's the best part.
Amen.
So, when you eat a slice of pizza, when you eat a sandwich, you eat from both ends and you work your way to the middle portion where it's the best. I have a sandwich here. I'll show everybody
you
on
gotta
video.
show people the sandwich. I've never seen that. First of all, I should mention Jesse offered the sandwich to me.
Yeah, because I didn't finish it.
Yeah, but you've eaten it from both ends.
Because I'm saving you. I was offering you the best part. You should be thanking me.
The best
Except,
part.
except you handed in the
I get
sandwich and
to-
said, I didn't like the chicken, which is the main part of the
Yeah,
sandwich.
the sandwich was garbage.
Adam, consider that I get to eat the lion's share of the sandwich, the best part, and practically make out with Jesse.
The more
Who wouldn't want to do that?
the more I get to know Jesse, the more I feel like he could be a serial killer. That is the most whack way to eat a sandwich I've ever seen in my entire
that
life.
was my instinct.
Until?
I looked at him sideways and I just went, I'm having trouble finding a fault in that logic. He is absolutely right. The best part of the sandwich is the middle. Because you start going, well, there's not a whole lot here. And then you go, yeah. And then you sort of end, oh.
Yeah. But I have maximized deliciousness.
Adam is
I
very
eat the
skeptical.
two terrible ends, and then I end with this delicious sandwich that's just all delicious sandwich.
I think I'm with him.
I'm going to present an alternate theory.
Nah, tell me how you're wrong.
I might be wrong, and I might be one of the only people who feels this way, but I enjoy the crust.
Okay.
I like the sandwich, of course,
the butt.
but I like the butt end of the crust because at the end of it, you're like ripping it off like it's the 1850s, and you're out in the Wild West. You're eating tack, and you're like, "Grrr." Feel like a man afterwards, you know. So I enjoy.
Stalinist Russia.
I enjoy
How
that
would
last
they
part.
have eaten it, Adam? What podcast?
There's
are you
no
listening
food
to
in
for that?
Stalinist Russia.
Oh, well, you know.
no, they had drywall.
No historical accuracy. There was no
Got
food.
dark.
They,
dark very
they
fast.
had drywall.
Hey,
Anyways, so if you're eating pizza, eating a sandwich, eat both ends first, and the best part, and the middle. Save that tip for life. You're welcome.
I'm with you
Thank
on the
you.
sandwich. But
You won't eat it that way.
Before we get
You
to
will not
hockey,
eat it that way.
The next sandwich I have,
bullshit.
I've
You will not.
I've cut out a lot of gluten though, so that's I haven't been having as many sandwiches. I save my gluten for pizza.
Hashtag
That's it.
GF.
Which
What kind of pizza, Steven?
Panago? Is that what it is?
See.
Panago.
Panago.
Panago. Every time someone says Panago, I just go like you ever just kind of cringe a little
Yeah.
internally, but you bear through it. 'Cause
Yep.
You're like, nope, eat that pizza that I like. Jesse,
Nah.
do you eat the pointy part of the pizza and then the crust?
Yeah, I take a few bites of the front top, and then I eat the back half, and then I eat the middle.
Okay,
It's
you're
delicious.
8 years old. That
but it's delicious.
But don't the toppings go bloody everywhere? Doesn't
Not
the
if-
sauce go everywhere?
Not if you're a pro.
Okay,
There's
okay.
no top
It's
to
like-
pizza.
Let me ask
It's
this.
like,
let me ask
You
okay.
can say there's no top
It's
bread.
like, okay, can I skate next to a guy who's about to accept a pass and not get knocked over? Yeah, if I'm a pro, I won't get knocked over.
Wow.
If I'm an amateur, I might get knocked over. Can I eat this pizza from both ends and not spill all the toppings? Yeah, if I'm a pro.
Jesse, I think, is alluding to the fact that I got wrecked at Shinny the other day, and I'd like to point out that guy was one of the best skaters there, and it was all his fault. I had
we'll
nothing
get
to
to
do
it.
with
If you haven't
that.
seen the video, check it out on Steve's Instagram.
I think everyone has seen that video.
One problem of the universe I would like to solve, even though as much I would like to continue with the sandwich debate, but I'm going to leave it for now.
What loser hit did Tom Wilson lay today? I thought he was suspended. And he
he was a loser.
Loser hit.
I was actually
Isn't he, Adam?
that's Cappy, who is a great follow on Twitter, brought up an article today from August that said Tom Wilson working with NHL player safety to figure out where the line is.
Oh my God,
From
really?
this August.
Oh my God, where's it from?
I don't remember. Hold on, I'll look it up. But I don't know who did the article, but very funny. I think it might be Sportsnet.
Oh, well, it didn't work. Didn't work. You know what?
Unless it did.
Can't blame them for trying. Well, I think the conversation that they had in September was a little more productive. Or whenever
That's Cappy
it was.
that did it. Anyway, I can't find it. I don't know where it is.
The meeting yesterday took 7 hours, I think it was.
It was a very long time.
Yeah.
For Tom?
Yeah, because John Shannon was kind of live tweeting it. So he was like, they went into the meeting, and then he was like, they're still continuing the meeting. And then by like 7 p.m., he's like, meeting's finally done. So it was about 7 hours.
We don't have an announcement yet, do we?
No, it should
No.
come down, I think he said
Maybe during the show.
Monday?
Monday.
Monday.
No, it's not this week.
Man, that'll be the event of the season.
When it gets reduced to 10 games?
Yeah.
Wilson hearing is over. Total of 7 hours with breaks. Bettman will take weekend to read transcripts and then write his ruling. Decision expected midweek. It's from J Sportsnet, John Shannon.
When I hear that,
7 hours.
When I hear that, I'm like, 7 hours? I think I would rather just suck it up and take the suspension. And then I go, but $1 million is on the line.
Yeah. There's a little bit of cash involved.
I'll take 7 hours for $1 million.
So what happened was a hit in a hockey game. I cannot imagine discussing a hit for 7 hours. We have trouble
what's
doing
the-
it for like 20 minutes, and
What are
we
you talking
weren't
about?
even involved. 7 hours? 7 with breaks.
What do you talk about, I wonder, for 7 hours?
You shouldn't have done that. Yes, I should have, oughta. Like, I don't know. Oh, you hurt him. Oh, I didn't mean to.
You've
But
done
you
this
did.
before.
You
Those were all questionable,
I didn't mean
too.
to those times either. You got it out for me, I tell you.
Wow.
My name's Tom Wilson. I'm a winner. I don't lay loser hits. Don't listen to what that Adam Wild says.
Except that
Do you think he was wearing his championship Stanley Cup ring during the hearings? I would.
He probably was.
I would flash it a little.
Maybe it took so long because when walking into the room, he knocked the arbitrator unconscious and they had to wait for him to wake up. No? No? Dark? Dark? Too dark? Is that dark?
Did he knock him unconscious with a high shoulder, with an elbow?
Oh, flippers up for
Slew
sure.
foot?
Elbow,
Flippers
no,
up, yeah.
he nudged him in the chin with the championship ring.
Yeah.
I'm just there's this In Living Color sketch where this girl brings home her boyfriend and the boyfriend finds out that she's actually Mike Tyson's daughter and he's like, "Hey man," gives him a little nudge on the chin and he just spits out blood and teeth.
Oh my God.
It's great. I hope it's on YouTube. Anyway,
That wasn't even what I wanted to start with. I don't even know how we got into that. But we do need to talk about Ridge wallets before we do get into what we need to talk about.
Wow.
And the fact that they're lifetime guaranteed.
keep $1.2 million in your Ridge wallet.
Jesse's got his here today. Now, Jesse, you've been using it.
Heavily.
And
all I do.
I have been using mine. I wanted to get your experience.
My Ridge wallet has saved me from a bear attack.
Wow.
It
Well, they
has.
are indestructible.
Lifetime guaranteed.
You know that lottery that's going down in the States that's worth $1 billion? Mm-hmm. My Ridge wallet got me into that lottery.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, and they
Even
gave
though you're
me-
not an American citizen.
Yeah, but the Ridge wallet, they said, Ridge wallet? Pff,
Whoa.
here's a free lottery ticket. And if you win, you get to keep all the cash.
We need him
Tax
here.
free.
So
Look at how nice that is.
Yeah.
as not an American, there's a lottery in the States right now for $1 billion.
Yeah, but then you win it, and then you have to choose. Do you want it over 25 years, or do you want it all right away? And then you have to pay taxes on it. So they don't actually, like, the lottery in the States is hilarious. It's so overblown. Like in Canada, if it's $100 million, you just get a check for $100 million bucks.
Actually,
in the States, it's like, well, do you want that $100 million over 25 years, or do you want 30% of it in a lump sum payment?
No, give me it.
Then you get like
a quarter, 30% of it. That's all
plus
you get.
taxes.
And then you get taxed on
Plus
that.
you're holding $25 million or whatever. You're like, what the fuck?
Taking this big goofy check to the bank.
It's like, what am I doing? We're just putting this in my bank account, my checking account here.
We've already had this discussion where I wouldn't know what to do with more than, $5 million?
Yeah. $10.
Like $10, I wouldn't know what to do. I'm just standing there in line at Panago going, I can't decide.
So listen,
There's too many good options.
What we're saying
How many
is,
Ridge wallets could you get if you won the lottery?
you can get a lot, especially with the SDP 10% off discount code.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Am I saying? So all you have to do, go to ridgewallet.com/SDP. That's ridgewallet.com/SDP. It's funny. I get a whole bunch of messages, people going, hey, like, just on the down low. Like, it's always a DM. No one ever, like, messages me directly on Twitter, like, hey, this is sort of embarrassing, but what's the code for the wallet thing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, we have a rewind button, right?
Here, what is it though?
It's ridgewallet.com/SDP.
Okay, this is
10%
just
off.
us talking.
Yeah, it's just you and me.
Yeah,
No one
okay.
else is catching it. Not even Jesse.
Okay, that's good.
No, I forgot
You didn't hear anything.
I can't
So
hear anything.
anyway,
No.
ridgewallet.com.
Somebody say something?
They are indestructible. They keep you from carrying a bunch of crap that you don't need to carry. Jesse, would you say they are the height of efficiency?
I would say, what's higher than height? I'd say it's
Ice
height.
Oh, ice height. No,
You guys just that was
we tried
so bad.
We tried really hard.
I'm ashamed.
Oh my god! Wow! Someone end the show. Oh gosh!
Hey, no, okay. So this is what I actually wanted to get to start off the show, but I think the sandwich debate was worth it. I want to address this.
Was it?
Was it Ken Reed being offensive?
Who is this singular NHL fan, Leafs fan, who thinks that Austin Matthews is better than Connor McDavid, and is so loud, in fact, that every reporter has needed to ask that question this week for some reason?
Sports Illustrated calls it the best hockey book ever written. Wayne Gretzky's 99 Stories of the Game takes you behind the scenes of our favorite sport, showing you history through the eyes of one of its greatest players. Written with all the insight of someone who knows what it feels like when your lungs burn at the end of a long shift, and the pain of bruises at the end of a long playoff series. Who knows what it feels like to fall short against a bitter rival, and also the incomparable feeling of lifting the Stanley Cup over your head. This #1 bestseller doesn't just tell the history of the NHL's greatest years, it relives them. Take home Wayne Gretzky's 99 Stories of the Game, now in paperback.
What is the deal here?
It's not one Leafs fan. And I'm not going to say it's no Leafs fan. I'm going to say lots of Leaf fans think Austin Matthews is better than Connor McDavid. The point I would like to make is who cares? Who cares? Oh my God, can you believe that so-and-so thinks? Yes, I can. There's a society of people that believe the dinosaurs are fake. People believe some wacky stuff. And I think Austin Matthews being better than Connor McDavid is low on that list in terms of priority.
Still pretty wacky, though.
It's wacky. It's literally, didn't this start? It wasn't a fan. It was like Bruce Arthur, I think, wrote, Matthews has worked his way into the conversation.
Which isn't incorrect.
Best player in the world. He's in the conversation. It's a conversation. How many players are in the conversation?
10.
A dozen max. He's in there.
Yeah.
He's in there for sure. He's worked his way in there. But it all comes back to, is he better than Connor McDavid? And McDavid's had a couple performances of his own over the past week where you go, he's still number one. Or he's probably number one now.
Except if you ask Babs.
There's a similar conversation happening in Pittsburgh right now going, who thinks Connor McDavid is better than Sidney Crosby? Are they drunk? What's the matter with them? It's still Sid with the torch. He's worked his way into the conversation. So Bruce Arthur did that. And people were, they sort of had a similar response to what you just had, which is, he has, yeah. And Edmonton,
had a very measured and polite response to it, as they always do.
oh boy, they don't have to worry about fertilizer for next crop season because everyone shat their pants. Every person in the province, every one of them. How many people are in that province? About 3 million, 4 million?
I would say
something
4 million,
that?
yeah.
Well, they all shat at the same time. All of them.
Wow.
And
It's a scary
even
visual.
even people in Calgary who hate Edmonton in terms of hockey. Not
they
actually.
did too.
Wow.
It was like the brown note from
Right.
South Park. It's
Right.
just all of them. They just couldn't help it. And Jim Matheson, one of the folks who is, I think he might have played the brown note. He was the one who changed the sheet music and made everyone.
Him, Yoko Ono, and Kenny G.
Yes. What a crew.
This is a South Park reference, by the way. An old one, too.
It's an episode where you go, oh my goodness. But yeah, he just like, I don't understand how it's still going. It's been like 2 weeks of this.
And this is the thing, is that everybody that takes this topic and runs with it is, how could anybody be that stupid? And I'm thinking, I don't know who these people are. I don't think they exist.
I assume they do exist. I assume some
I assume they
delusional
exist too.
people exist.
I'm somewhere in the middle of you guys.
Pretty
I
rare.
assume they exist, and it's also a straw man
Yeah.
because who prominently is like, I
Will die on this
am
hill.
the Matthews over McDavid guy. No one's put hashtag actually good and made the t-shirt and gone just like Jeff's not saying it. Who's saying it? No one's saying it. Can we all calm down and relax?
I hope so.
We can do it. Elliot Friedman and Jeff Merrick had a great conversation about the sort of mood in Oilers Nation the other day on 31 Thoughts, which they shoot in a blue studio and upload to YouTube, ripping us off.
Do they actually do that now? They
do.
upload it on
They-
YouTube?
I watched
They
it
shoot
this
the
morning.
same thing. Same studio.
Ripping us off.
And
Wow.
then Elliot actually gets a mic that extends to the end of the table.
Get out.
and
He
we
sits
are
in
not,
Jesse's seat.
And he sits in my seat.
Merrick sits in
Steve
mine.
does not get that.
No.
No, well, I'm the one who would need it.
Oh,
Steve's
yeah.
arm comes all
Oh,
the
it's in
way.
the other studio. Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, his
Oh, I'm
mic,
fine.
he has a separate mic that comes and sits on the end of the desk.
They bring him his own mic?
Bring him his own mic. He doesn't have to slunch over like me.
Damn it.
Golden Mike.
We've been slugging it out for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. No respect, I tell you.
We should start a podcast beef. Like Pusha T and Drake.
When you're SDP, you're SDP all the way.
Sharks and Jets.
Does Jeff Merrick have any kids we don't know about that we can expose? Can we go?
Don't
Jeff
talk about
Merrick,
my fiancé."
You are hiding a child. Can we do that to him? I'd like to.
We should call him. Be like, hey, Jeff, we want to start a beef.
And
You
then
have
we
any
go in the
kids?
shop with LeBron. And we bring up the beef again. Then Merrick goes on Budden's podcast, and we're like, what? Anyways,
That'd be pretty sweet. I'd like to be in a hip hop beef with those two.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Elliot has bars. Who knows?
What is the Budden podcast of hockey? It's got to be Wish and
It's
Lozo,
us.
right? It's us?
Yeah.
No, it's no.
Maybe.
No.
No, it's Wish and Lozo.
Yeah.
Probably,
I think
yeah,
so.
yeah,
They just don't care.
No, they just
Where on earth were we going with that? Oh, American and Friedman on 31 Thoughts. We're talking about the mood in Edmonton, and I thought they captured it perfectly. It's like 3 games in, they're playing the Rangers. And all of a sudden, it's a must win. Or was it the Rangers? I think it was. It was a must win because if they lose that, then they go home to their home opener and they might as well not show up. Might as well not announce the players' names. But I tell you what, Connor McDavid is so stupid, silly, goofy good. We were doing ice surfing when the Oilers were playing the Jets, and the Jets are up 4-1, and they do a bench shot of the Oilers bench, and they all just look miserable. No one's talking to one another. They're all just looking down at their skates, and I go, what do we think they're all thinking about right now? What are they thinking about on the Oilers bench? And Merrick just goes calling their agent. And by the time I got home, the Oilers had won that game. Because Connor McDavid.
They are 3-2-0, and that gets them halfway through that extremely hard schedule we were talking about last week.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That they're above 500 after that ridiculous, the way
Now,
it looked like they were going to
But
start.
there's still some major concerns, like the fact that one player is scoring 90% of your scoring. Like
Yeah.
goals or
I think it's
assists.
67 now.
Is it 67 now?
That's what
Well, it's
he
because
broke
they've
an
scored
NHL
like...
record.
It's lowered.
And
he
then
broke an NHL record for most goals involved in, most team goals involved in to start a season.
He was
longest streak.
He was 9 for 9 to start the
Which
year.
he
And
hates.
13 going back to last season.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Stupid.
It's bananas. But he's the best player in the world.
Oh, without
That's
question.
from a Leaf fan. Connor McDavid, best player in the world.
You know, I got to think it's just in the way that we're analyzing the Oilers.
But he's no Taylor Hall. Sorry.
There used to be a point when you could be in hockey, I think, and unlike like the NFL, every game's an event, and the players love it and they embrace it. Right? Every game is the event. In basketball, it's becoming who are the stars? Who's matching up tonight? Like the Raptors' second game of the season, I think, is tonight against the Celtics. And already it's like, wow, this could be the Eastern Conference Finals right here. This is it's huge, right? It's a big matchup. And I feel like hockey's starting to get to that point where it's like Edmonton, every game is sort of a story.
Connor McDavid's team needs to be good. And they need to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they need to be a boogeyman. Connor McDavid needs to be a boogeyman. He needs to be a heel, not a face, to the rest of the league. Like, you shouldn't be showing up excited to see what Connor McDavid does while his team loses. It should be, how the hell do we beat Connor McDavid's team? How do we do it? It can't be done. And the Oilers and Jets used to be such a huge rivalry. We need that back. We need that back. You don't have to always rely on the Flames. Oilers, Jets, that'd be an amazing Western matchup. I'm here for it. The Oilers need to be good. Make the Oilers good again, I always say.
Well, this is the thing. It was cool to see Kyler Yamamoto's reaction to his first goal.
How am I here?
Yeah, that was cool. That was really, really cool. It's cool to see that. I still...
Isn't it Kaler?
Kaler?
I think it's...
Is it
I think
Kaler?
Yeah,
it is Kaler.
Taylor with a K. Yeah.
You're right, Kaler.
Kaler.
My apologies.
Spell Kyler, I know.
Yeah,
I get it.
Kaler.
Leon Draisaitl.
What about it?
Let's talk about Leon Draisaitl for a second. The fact that, first off, Jesse Puljujarvi is not getting the ice time he deserves and not getting the deployment he deserves, I don't think. But Leon...
Todd McClellan.
Leon-
Christmas over under.
Leon bugs me because from what we're hearing, he wants to play with Connor McDavid all the time. But Leon makes the kind of money where Leon needs to play on his own.
Yep. If I'm McClellan, I'm the Oilers. Like, that should come from above McClellan. Frig off. We're paying you superstar money. Be one. On your own, big boy. Like, that, it's unbelievable to me that why isn't he their second line center all the time?
Like, he's on daily faceoff, he starts the second line
And
center.
loving it. Yeah, but like, that should be their bang bang 1-2. It's sort of the formula now. And I'm not just saying that because of the Leafs.
That was
Backstrom Kuznetsov.
Yep.
That's a decent one.
Crosby Malkin.
Crosby Malkin. Another decent one, Adam. You're 2 for 2. Bang bang.
Kopitar Carter.
Oh my goodness. Look at you listing Stanley Cup champions. Bang bang. The Oilers need
Zetterberg Datsuk? No, they were not both centers.
Yeah,
they weren't both
well,
centers.
you
But
know,
they're both good players.
Well, they're
good
not all going to work.
Yeah,
They're not
right.
all
You're
gonna
right.
work.
I don't know. I don't even know who Detroit's second line center would have been that year.
I'm not sure. Hey, Boston had Bergeron, and they got an amazing performance out of David Krejci,
Right.
and that helped. They need that crazy 1-2 down the middle. Now they need a little bit better wingers for sure. Not so sure exactly how they're doing there, but if Leon plays takeover crazy style Leon like he did,
Which he can.
in that playoff run a couple years ago, and you know McDavid's good for 120 points or whatever, the Oilers should be in every single game if they have those two guys. Leafs lost the other night. They were in it.
Well,
Because of that two-headed
if
monster.
you look at the Oilers' defense on paper, is it as bad as like Adam Larson for, unfortunately, how he'll always be linked to Taylor Hall kind of puts him in a disadvantage. It's like a player who has a contract that makes too much money. Doesn't mean the player's bad. It just means they're making too much money. Unfortunately, in Adam Larsson's case, he just happened to be traded for a guy who, A, would be much more useful to the Oilers right now, and B, is just a better player relative to his position. But with a guy like Adam Larsson, with guys like Darnell Nurse, Oscar Klefbom,
Bouchard coming up.
That's not a bad defense core.
And when
right?
Sakara comes back, I'd say it's at least middle of the pack.
It should be.
But it's nothing that'll impress you, right? You don't sit there and be like, Chris Russell on your second line, that looks great.
Well, that's not what should be happening, though. Chris Russell should not be on their second pairing. That's the problem. They're deploying him like he is.
Doesn't impress me that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their top pair's solid.
Solid.
You know? Who has the most impressive? Nashville
is over. And, well, I would put San Jose in the running.
San Jose. Winnipeg's got a good one.
Winnipeg, yes.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely dominant teams with great D cores.
Right, but Oilers' domination should be from the offense because you've got Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Leon Draisaitl, and Connor McDavid up the middle. Now, they don't use Nuge in the middle as much anymore.
Well, he's on McDavid's wing now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if maybe that's part of the reason Draisaitl. Dude, if you just get a couple wingers who can skate, you could go bang, 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 McDavid, Draisaitl, Nuge.
You know who would look insane?
Or put them all on one line.
Yeah!
And then just run that line for 60 minutes.
Oh, I love you. You're reckless.
Which is actually kind of
what's
on Todd
from
McLellan.
both ends and go to the middle. You're nuts.
It's sort of what Bruce Cassidy did last year, only the rest of the Bruins were just better players.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he did top load, but I mean, Jake DeBrusk was also very good.
Yeah,
and
they have
David Backes has been pretty good.
Deep setup forward.
Yeah, they do. But like, if you look at you telling me you couldn't find an upgrade on Matt Benning this summer? You telling me that yes, we know you were cap strapped, but you telling like a guy like who would look great with McDavid? And this is going to sound terrible, and Leafs fans are going to hate this. It's Kasperi Kapanen.
Well,
You could
I imagine that would have been expensive.
You can find cheap guys in the draft or in trade who at least have wicked speed.
Yamamoto and Pudgy are.
Well, and I think that's what they're trying to do with Tyrati as well. And he's been okay.
Get a guy who can wheel. Jesse, can you look up? I'm not exactly sure how you would look it up. Maybe on some sort of transaction page, just who the Oilers signed this summer.
Oh,
it just free agents.
It was Reeder and
Reeder, Koskinen, the goalie.
Yeah.
And what? Like, I'm wondering how hard of a time
they didn't have any
signing
room.
free agents.
They had no room.
Oh, that's right.
They had no cap space.
Here are
So Reeder was the best they could do.
2018 signings for the Edmonton Oilers. Scotty Upshaw to a professional tryout contract.
Released.
Kyle Brodziak to a tier contract.
I feel like he's been an Oiler 9 times.
Reeder
Yeah,
to a 1-year contract.
fine.
And then we go back to May 8th
Koskinen.
when they got Tyler Vessel.
Who?
Tyler Vessel.
Oh, maybe a university signing?
Maybe. Because that was May, so I guess it was. Yeah.
They must have a hard time signing free agents.
There you go.
You know who would have been a wicked pickup for the Oilers? Tyler Ennis. Signed league minimum with the Leafs. That's a weird little contract. The fact that they were able to get him first day of free agency for league min. He must have really wanted to come here. I don't know. But he's an Alberta boy, I think.
He also was just bought out and wants to rehab his career.
I guess.
And he was able to come. Part of the draw for him, my understanding is that is the Leafs have first-rate medical staff, and he was there like July 2nd and started working with them on that stuff. So his body could be in better shape for the season.
I thought he looked good last night.
Yeah, he was good. Switching to the Leafs, you hold the Pens to 1 goal. I mean, there's 2 empty netters, fine, but you hold the Pens to 1 goal until you pull your goalie. You got to be happy about that. It kind of sucks that you didn't score.
Game got stolen by Matt Murray. I don't know. What do you want to say? Is it weird that I'm the voice of reason in Leafs Nation today?
Are people upset about it?
Oh, they're so upset because the refs are blind and they rob them.
Is this what you're seeing on your timeline?
Oh, Jesse.
Who do you follow?
Leafs got jobbed by the always biased to the Penguins ref people.
Fake calls.
Fake calls. Refs, black and white uniform. Penguins, black and white logo. Do the math. Everybody, they're in cahoots.
Everybody,
people tweet.
remember,
And Nazem Kadri needs to get traded. It's about time. He had his best game of the season, by the way.
he did. My favorite, well, because, and this was something I
And
was
should
going
have
to bring up
scored the
today.
game-tying goal and almost did.
Really interestingly, Mike Babcock finally said, I'm now open to using Nazem Kadri in his typical role again, which is the shutdown guy, to stick him on the best players on the team. And I guess the reason was Mike Babcock wasn't convinced that the line mates he was playing with could handle it. So the beginning of the season,
Brown?
it wasn't Connor Brown.
Lindholm.
It was Lindholm is part of the reason why he's comfortable with it. But I think with Levo there, Mike Babcock's like, I can't put Josh Levo out there against the best players on another team.
Levo should have never been there.
Yeah, I don't know why he was there. He's good on the power play.
Ty goes to the veteran, and I think he gave him the spot over Janssen, which is annoying because I think Janssen would be perfect there because him and Kadri had such good jam together. But that's a great shutdown line. You have two centers and Connor Brown, who's like the team babysitter. Like I hate when people hate on Connor Brown because every game he looks good. I want him to bag one next game so bad. Because I love his game.
Guy did score 20 goals in his rookie season.
I love his game. He's the hill I will No, that didn't work for
That's
Connor.
not the hill
Carrick,
you will
did it?
die on?
No, I'm not gonna say it. I'll just say that I like his game.
How about that Curtis McElhinney?
No, I didn't say he was the hill I'll die on.
You got pretty upset
I did
that
not
one time.
No, that was Calvin Pickard. I'm upset. Calvin Pickard got claimed. Here's a thought. The Leafs are going to get a goalie soon.
How? Why? How do you know this?
Someone's going to get put on waivers. Someone somewhere, and I just can't help but feel like there's some fidgeting going on in the NHL. There's that early season, teams are uncomfortable.
Why would they get a goalie if Garrett Sparks had a good game?
Yeah, but they need a guy, they need a third guy. Right now, Eamon McAdam is their third goalie, and it sounds like Kaskisuo's out for a while, and that sucks. And their backup was Jeff Glass, who signed to an AHL contract anyway. So it's not a great situation, but Philly, did you see what happened in Philly the other night with the Panthers? I love this. I watched the out-of-town scoreboard like a hawk now because of ice surfing. It was 5-2 for Philly. Elliott's in net. It's 5-3 now. It's 5-4 now. It's not even tied yet. Philly yanks them, and they put in Pickard. Pickard allows the game-tying goal. Game goes to the shootout. The Flyers end up winning. Pickard picks up the win, stopping 2 of 3 shots.
Wow.
I knew
Picks
this
up the shootout
happened
win.
because I had Brian Elliott on my fantasy team, and it was a terrible night.
It was a terrible night, wasn't it? Well, but how often do you see a goalie get yanked before he's even coughed up the lead?
Well, he looked terrible.
He did look terrible. That's how terrible he looks. They go, we don't even trust you to... We're going to pull you before you screw this up. We're going to at least give Pickard... Pickard's a maybe. You're a will. You will screw this up. I wonder what happens there with the Philly situation. Chicago, I think, has to put someone on waivers pretty soon.
Darling's back. Yeah,
Darling's back. Well, that's Carolina.
Crawford.
Oh,
is back,
Crawford.
is what I
Yeah, well,
meant.
I know that
Darling
because
is due to come back
Darling
pretty
is
soon.
due to come back.
Because I
meant
auto-drafted Corey Crawford, Corey Crawford in my Yahoo pool. So I have Corey Crawford, and he was on the IR. I'm like, why would it draft a goalie on the IR? But he's back.
Why would you draft Martin Marincin, Adam?
Did Mike Babcock pull Frederick Anderson too soon last night?
Nah.
I think he was trying to cling to momentum because the Leafs, with about 4 minutes to go, really had the Penguins hemmed in their own zone. Okay, what are you pulling? It was like 3 minutes. 3:20,
it
something
was-
like that.
Yeah.
3:20?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of time.
I don't hate that. If
No?
you're gonna go and try to tie a game
It
up,
was
if
a
it's
lot of time.
it's a 1-goal game though, right? It's a 1-goal game. So if
think
you're gonna try, you might as well just do it.
No, I think in 1-goal games you pull it even later because you're like, okay, we can score a goal naturally. We don't even need that extra man.
What's the perfect time? Because I think we've all established that 1 minute is way too late. I used to...
I think 2 minutes,
Yeah?
2:30, something like that. 3 minutes does seem a bit early, but I thought, you know what? I understand what he's trying to do. Just give yourself as much time with that, the 6-man destroying team that they have, the power play unit. Give yourself as much time with those guys as possible. Try to get the goal because obviously Matt Murray was having a game. And Matt Murray does that.
He had a damn game.
And it's funny, everybody was freaking out in Pittsburgh. Oh, God, he's injured. He's not playing well. Oh, my God. And then last night, silence on the Matt Murray front.
Yeah. And silence on the Freddie front.
Yeah, he was great.
Oh, what was that? Oh, I don't know if I'm going to play. I got a swollen knee. Stop 37-38.
The Malkin goal was similar to the Kuznetsov goal, right?
Yeah.
And that Sparks gave up.
A little bit. Yeah, but
The no-look one. Yeah.
we're talking about two really special players. And this is what I was trying to get across in the video today. Like, you have two evenly matched teams with superstars who can do crazy stuff at any moment. Evgeny Malkin in the conversation of best player in the world. In the conversation.
I would put him in the conversation.
In the conversation.
Hart Trophy winner.
At very least in the conversation for
Probably
best
should have
players
had
on the
one
Pens.
last year.
Probably should have won last year.
Oh.
Mavs fans.
Since when did he become Connor McDavid? Jesse. But Malkin has the power to make goalies look silly sometimes.
If Malkin's making you look silly, I'm like, okay. If Anthony Duclair is making you look as silly as he did, wow.
That move was nuts.
I was trying to think of
goalie.
any other goal
No.
where the player has fallen and gotten up and scored. What other goals have we seen? I know it's happened, but I can't think
Well,
of any.
Ovechkin scored the one from his back.
Yeah, but like he didn't get back up.
He didn't even have to
He
get
put
back
that-
up for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my favorite goal I've ever seen.
it's the best goal ever scored.
It's bananas. 05-06.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And I think that was on Curtis Joseph.
Was it really?
Back when he was with the Phoenix Coyotes.
Whoa.
Yes, Curtis Joseph, author. He has
Hey.
a book that you shouldn't buy because you should pre-order. This team is ruining my life. Sorry, what?
Do some math.
No.
Like, I wouldn't have ever remembered that Curtis Joseph gave up that goal.
Oh.
And you can't do math. So
No,
there.
it's true. I can't do
Anyways.
math. I can't make players aware that I'm in their blind spot while skating. There's a lot of things I can't do, Jesse.
Anyways.
The only thing I can think of is when Matthews fell to his knees, I want to say against Sweden in the World Cup. And he dished it, I think, back to McDavid, and McDavid scored.
That was ridiculous.
That was a giddy moment because we're not sure about this Matthews kid. I mean, he seems pretty good, but I don't know.
Remember when there was an actual debate on whether to pick Matthews or Line for the Leafs? And that's not a swipe at Line.
Remember
But
when it was
the Leafs
weird?
didn't have Mark Scheifele in the system, okay?
Remember when it was weird that Matthews was even picked to Team North America?
Yeah.
Because he's never played a game before.
And he's on the first line with McDavid and Scheifele?
what's
And
up with
the-
this?
What is the... And then, holy crap, he looked so good. And you couldn't stop the train. You couldn't stop the train. I was just too excited. All aboard the Matthews train.
Yeah, I thought yesterday could be a good, not just a wake-up call a little bit for the Leafs. Not that they need a wake-up call, but winning tends to hide a lot of the things that can go wrong or a lot of your mistakes, right? If you win all the time,
Another slow start?
you never get hit in the face. You never lose. You never get embarrassed. Eventually, you'll crash, and they didn't crash. But what they did see with the Pens, and I think Mike Babcock alluded to this, was a team that has done it and can shut it down.
Yep.
I think they're the more advanced version of the Leafs. They've got the experience, they've got the cups, they've got the all-stars with Hart trophies and Art Rosses and all those things the Leafs could have. They're going to have to work for it. The Leafs have all the talent to do that. The Pens are a team that's able to do that. Like, they have all that talent and they can shut it down.
The one concerning thing was 38 shots. But every time I looked up at the shot clock, I was like, really? They do? Like, it never really seemed like... It didn't seem like Freddie had to work that
It wasn't like crazy high danger.
Right. The one issue... Well, there's a couple recurring issues with the Leafs. One is their slow starts. They were just getting caved in by Pittsburgh early. The too many men penalty was unfortunate. But, whatever.
It's a regular thing with Leafs. The Leafs.
It is a regular thing, but it does happen to every team. Matt Murray with the trapezoid penalty. Can't
Weird.
remember the last time I saw that. But yeah, they get caved in early. That's 6 out of 8 games that they've allowed the first goal That's just not good enough. But the thing I noticed is the Leafs, I don't know what the stats are on this, they seem all right at sort of breaking up plays at the offensive blue line, breaking up plays in the neutral zone, breaking up plays at their own blue line. Once the puck's in and the team has possession in the Leaf zone, they have the worst time getting it out. They cannot strip that thing. The defender always seems to have way too much room between him and the puck carrier. They just can't get it back, and it's always a fire drill. And I think teams sort of pick their spots and they wait to see if they can get in, and they let the Leafs win some neutral zone battles. If they can, they just get in there, and then you get 3 or 4 shots off.
Yeah.
Because they just, I don't know, they don't have the personnel to get it out.
That is a concerning thing. Thankfully, Freddie's been careful. He's been the guy that's covered those shots up, but I wonder how much longer. I mean, that was part of the problem in the Boston series. That happened all the time. And a lot of the goals that went in, especially when in those goofy games that they let in like 6 goals in the first 2 games, a lot of them were those types of plays. They could not get it out.
Well, try stopping Pasternak, Bergeron, Marchand.
Yeah. Any
They
team.
get in, and it's over, Johnny. Now you're getting 3 or 4 shots per possession from the most lethal line in the league. You know, and weirdly, the Leafs struggled to deal with that. It's a problem.
One thing that happened this week, speaking of defensive issues, is Kyle Dubas flew across the ocean to Zurich to meet with William Nylander.
Saw him last night.
From what I understand,
Kyle Dubas?
Kyle Doobie. And Brendan Shanneman.
You talked to him?
No.
You just saw him?
I
guys,
saw
can we
him in
get
his
to
box.
the actual story? Let's get to the story.
Yes.
It's cool that you saw him.
I want to hear about this.
Wait, he didn't see it. He didn't see it. He saw him. You heard about it.
That was it?
No, that is, I saw
That's
him.
literally it.
Oh.
He was on his iPad. He danced a couple times.
Okay.
To the music.
Expressing himself.
Little Kyle dance.
How long were you watching him?
Oh my God.
All game.
He's at
security.
He's at the Sioux Greyhounds Peterborough Pete's game tonight, by the way. Watching Dubas.
Oh, yeah? Who's he watching?
SDA, who's a Pete. And obviously his old team, the Greyhounds. I think
Rasmus Sandin.
No.
Sandy?
Sandin's still at, isn't he still with the Marlies?
No.
They did send him down.
Yes.
Okay. So apparently the meeting, this is interesting. Dubas and Nylander meet, and it's just them. Apparently no agent and no word. The agent was not there.
Isn't the agent his dad?
No. The agent is not his dad.
So his dad's just
His
metal.
dad is the agent, but he's not. His dad basically, like the agent's like NSYNC, no strings attached. You know, where they're the cover. His dad is the person above with the strings. Apparently, this is what we're being told. I don't actually know that.
Michael. The former NHL
Yeah.
player.
And Willie said, if anyone's going to negotiate this, it's going to be May.
Well, I guess they wanted to reset because there's been a lot of speculation here in Toronto about what he wants and what his team wants, and his dad's involvement and his agent's involvement, and blah 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 blah. So apparently, it was either William and Michael or just William and Kyle, and apparently it was positive, although a huge chasm exists. And from what we're understanding is they're trying to figure it out, and this big thing remains that they're worried about signing a team-friendly contract and then being traded.
Yeah.
Which is
so you're going to ask for goofy money and then you're bounding yourself to get traded. Like you will be traded.
if you sign if you sign a less team friendly contract, you're more difficult to trade to another team, but the team you're with has more incentive to trade you. And if you're on a team friendly deal, you're easier to trade, but the team has less incentive to trade you. So pick your poison, Willie. Pick your poison.
Can he not just get a no trade clause?
No, he cannot.
He cannot.
So
Okay.
for the first 5 years, for some reason, I guess it's in the CBA, he can't have a no trade clause.
Which
It seems like a bad rule.
it's a stupid rule. It was to
Yeah.
save GMs from themselves.
Nazem Kadri and maybe Morgan Riley, I'm not sure. In their contracts, I think it breaks down. Maybe you can see it on Cap Friendly. It's like no protection, no protection, no protection. And then they have
then
the
it
no
can
trade.
Full protection.
Yeah.
Nas, I want to say, has a no trade
Not
now?
no move though.
Modified no trade clause kicked in this season.
This season.
Yeah.
Because he entered his UFA year.
You know, see, it's interesting to me
Riley, I think is similar.
What I would say to
His kicks in 2020.
Yeah.
what I would say to William Nylander in that situation is, why would we trade you?
I think that's what Dubas said.
And if you're William, you probably think, well, you might be looking for a defenseman, blah, blah, blah. And Kyle Dubas is going, we have young defensemen coming up. We don't have to win the cup this year. We don't have to win the cup next year. We have you guys for forever. I
wouldn't say that.
No, but like the point is that it's not like go for broke this year, sell everything.
But what if something beautiful comes on Kyle Dubas' table?
Well, then he's going to be
Then he
general
trades
manager.
Matthews. Like,
No. And it's a package and it includes Nylander. He's trying to protect against that.
but what I'm saying is if Dubas finds a deal that benefits the Leafs, he'll trade anyone. Because he should. Because that's his job.
The point here is that Morgan Riley, team-friendly deal. Nazem Kadri, team-friendly deal. Those guys aren't getting traded.
Why would you trade either of them?
Why would you trade them?
Either of them.
Yeah.
And that's what that would be. I hope that was the argument he used with William. I'm sure it was much better than the one we're putting up because he's good at that. But the thing is that when you sign that deal, that's team friendly. You are basically guaranteeing you're not going to get traded.
But Austin Matthews makes $925 this year. Why aren't we talking about trading him?
But those two guys are also not expendable pieces. A winger on the Leafs is an expendable piece because you have a surplus.
Relatively speaking, PK
but
Subban.
You can't trade a defenseman because we have so little.
PK Subban's-
That's a decent point.
PK Subban's was not an invaluable piece in Montreal, and he still got traded. But he got traded when he started making $9 million a year.
But there is also a whole bunch of politics.
Well, yeah, but
There's more
But the
involved.
money was
Yeah.
part of it. The money is where it all started. That's where they started disagreeing, and then they went to the bridge deal, and then they've signed the big $9 million deal because Bergevin wouldn't do it, and Jeff Molson overruled him. It all started. That situation started with money.
Well, let's say it was a lot of politics, and they think he was a headache, and they don't want to deal with a $9 million headache. Might they have dealt with a $7 million headache? I might deal with the $7 million headache. 6? Oh, I'll go get some Advil. It'll be great. I might not even need it because I'll be so happy to have you at $6 million. You know, Willie, I think, wants something he can't have.
No trade clause.
Yeah.
He wants to be in Toronto, which is great.
Great.
As a Leaf fan, first off, if you are taking shots at Nylander online, fucking shut up.
Well,
He's trying to get some money for himself, for God's sakes.
Willie better than Captain Nylander.
As people are acting as though they wouldn't do the exact same thing in that situation. Come on. You're going to get the best deal for yourself. Come on.
I just don't understand how the stalemate ends because he wants something that I don't think the Leafs can give him, and Dubas is right to not give him $8 million. Because I'm of the opinion that if Nylander makes $8 million, you got to move on from him.
Yeah.
If you get him at a number that starts with 6, maybe even 7, yeah, great, keep him. He's a great player. Keep him. You still have some holes on D. It's a problem. But the Penguins, for the better part of more than a decade, have their bang, bang, bang crew. They got their big 5, and they weren't always Stanley Cup favorites, but no conversation about who do you think's going to make the playoffs this year.
Did include the
Began
Penguins.
with, I think Pittsburgh's going to miss.
And did they ever not
you just give them an automatic spot.
Did they ever not make the second round too? Like when do they ever not make the second round?
I'm trying to think.
It's probably
the last
happened
time
once.
they lost in the first round.
But it's been a while.
Man, against Philly in 2012, I think was the last time.
We haven't seen a second round in this city in over 15 years, and they
2004.
haven't seen a non-second round since 2012.
Trying to think. Look that up. What happened in 2014? That's the only
find
one
out.
I can't think of. They obviously won in 16 and 17. In 13, they made the conference final against Boston. That's when we started our show. And they lost in that redonkulous first round to Philly in 2012.
The last time they lost was 14-15 first round. It doesn't say to who. I don't
Weird.
know why. Hockey DB.
Okay, boo-hoo. You have 4 straight years.
And by the way, 2 of those years were championships.
It's maddening. Maddening.
And before that, it was a couple years in a row where they went second and third round. So,
But if you go in,
who'd they lose to?
Who did they lose to?
14-15, lost to New York Rangers 4-1 first round.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then they made the Kessel deal.
And then they made the Kessel deal.
Who they probably couldn't have afforded. Oh, wait.
Remember when they were talking about trading Malkin? Well,
Mark Madden was talking about trading Malkin?
About trading Malkin.
Yeah.
And then they get Phil Kessel.
And the caller rightly said, and we should apply this here, is trade him for what?
Yeah.
Trade him for what? And we keep saying, oh, yeah, well, like, listen, I even tweeted it the other day. If Nylander doesn't come down from $8.5 million, he doesn't give the Leafs many opportunities, like many choices. They'll have to do something.
Yeah.
Or if you're Kyle Dubas, you go, okay, sit this year.
Well, no, I don't think that's a good idea either. They have a legit window, and you can't just burn that asset for the year. I don't think they can do that. Now, if it comes to a bridge deal, you're going. You're not going to go this year. You're too valuable on a bridge deal this year. If you want a no trade contract for 1 year, you sign a bridge deal. There's no way the Leafs are getting rid of you. But before that thing ends, you're gone. That's just what I think. But if you sign, let's say what Kessel is making against the cap in Pittsburgh, 6.8. You head into every year with Nylander, Matthews, Marner, Tavares, and we'll throw Riley
Kadri.
And Kadri. It's practically automatic. You're making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Willie. It's practically automatic. It's the spare parts that get you to rounds 2, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm. So I hope...
Dude, sign the thing.
I hope Kyle Dubas just said, trade you for what, man? What are we going to trade you for?
Yeah. Like, if I was Willie, I would walk in there with my silly little papers and just have a series of tweets, like tweet trade proposals, and just run them by Kyle. And just Colton Parayko. And just see how he reacts. See how he laughs. Man, it was amazing how many Oilers offers we got slid into our DMs and in our mentions. Mm-hmm. And there were a few that were like decent for the Leafs, but the Oilers can't afford a thing.
No, they can't. That's the thing.
They're so up against the cap.
They'd have to, everything would involve the Chris Russell contract being dumped on the Leafs, but the Leafs are not taking that. So,
and consider this, the Leafs still have, 12 mil in cap space? If they sign Will and they end the season favorably, they could make a huge acquisition if they really wanted to. Mm-hmm. Like get the big fish at the deadline.
Easily.
Just crush.
Who's
the best defenseman available?
Or you could sign Rick Nash if he decides to not retire.
You could make a big acquisition and get Rick Nash potentially.
Yeah.
If I took what the both of you just said and I played it to you in June, you'd be like, you made that up. That didn't happen. Willie was signed in August and September. Is that not true?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. But now I like that details are coming out because, I don't know, everyone assumed Willie was being greedy.
No,
and
he's not being greedy.
I don't think he is. It just sounds like he wants something he can't have. And I don't know.
$8 million.
I'd love to know what Dubas said. No, not $8 million.
Fun fact.
Well, yes, $8 million. But not to be traded.
I also want $8 million.
Me too. Don't have as much leverage. My wrist shot's not as good.
No, it's not. I didn't say it had to come from the Leafs, just anybody. Just, $8 million would be super. So, would sure help out my donations for Easter seals.
Yes.
That's for sure. Which, by the
are
way,
both
people
doing well.
People keep donating. Thank you so much for doing so. I think I'm at like 2,100 or 2,300 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
still
over
at
2 Gs.
Well, like 700.
Oh.
Yeah.
We could get Jesse to 1,000.
I want to reach 1,500 so I get the Eric Lindros stick.
I bet
There's an
you
Eric Lindros
can't-
stick?
Yeah, I brought it up last show.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to get at least 1,500. I bet
You get a stick,
you guys
Adam, you
can't
burned it.
get Jesse to beat Adam to 2,500.
No, I'll win that.
No.
I'll win that. I'm like $200 away.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think it'd be really funny.
Adam will put that
if
in himself.
By next show, Jesse beats Adam to 2,500.
Steve, I'll put money into that.
Yeah.
I'll win.
Just to win the bet.
That's not. No.
Hundies.
Okay, let's make this right
Remember
now.
that joke? Yeah, that's not a joke.
Let's make this right now. We got to make this right now. You're not allowed to donate to your own cause by the next show, and you're not allowed to donate to your
Why
own
am I
cause.
agreeing to this?
I don't know. You don't have
You're
to.
going to tell me not
We're
to
negotiating. We're in Switzerland right now. There's no Michael. We're negotiating.
So hold on.
What is the?
I don't know.
Why would I? First off, why would I agree to that? Second, why would you not take donations for charity?
No, just
Don't donate.
Do it after next show. That's it. What is? I think Adam just said he's going to give $5,000.
I did not say that.
That's over 10 grand. 15 grand. That's too much.
Anyways, if you want to donate to my Easter Seals donation pot,
Donate to mine.
it is on my my Twitter account. It is my pinned tweet because I am clearly lagging behind these two fine gentlemen. So help me out.
Yeah, help Jesse out.
I'd like to reach
Remember, it
solid
goes to,
$2,000. Maybe.
goes to kids who've got disabilities, physical disabilities, who need equipment. You know, it's the thing about this that I was kind of reading up on it a little bit more over the last weekend, and like the expense of everything.
It's so expensive.
Like-
Dude, my sister's had wheelchairs her whole life, and they're
Thousands of
expensive.
dollars, yeah. Even like I've had friends that have broken legs. This is not comparable at all. But they're like, can you believe how much crutches are?
Oh yeah.
Well, imagine you have to buy crutches the rest of your life. Imagine you got to buy wheelchairs the rest of your life. Imagine like those, you know, you see the commercials with those kids that the War Amps commercials. You see, you know, they got their leg has been amputated for whatever reason. They've got you know, a leg brace in. Those are not cheap.
No.
That's not covered in healthcare.
No, I don't know. I'd have to ask my mom. Like, she sort of managed all that. But, like, my sister had AFOs, which are, like, sort of, I don't know how to describe them. They're like ankle braces, plastic ankle braces that sort of go up your calf.
Oh, okay.
To keep her feet straight. Because she has cerebral palsy. She had issues with bending and stuff like that. And it's all expensive. I think some of it, if I'm not mistaken, is stuff you could have just bought if you had the money. We didn't have the money. So we relied on help.
Exactly.
And organizations like Easter Seals. You know what I think would be really funny is if you went on to Rachel's Raiders or Rachel's Raiders Remix and you just picked a random person who wasn't Adam or Jesse and just got them
That'd be nice.
to be the second person.
And my buddy,
Get them up to $5,000.
one of our buddies is like, I got my grandma to donate. I was like, that's cool.
Oh, really?
He's like, she even did it online.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the way, you might notice there's two teams now. So Rachel's Raiders Remix, because we had too many players. We had to register two teams. One of them is in first place. The other's in like 10th. We're going to split the money evenly because we just had to reorganize the teams. Hey, one of those two teams, I'm not sure which one they're going to play on just yet, just got a little better
Why?
the other day. Story Sayers, friend of the show, former guest. She offered to join. Well, that's not true. I asked her.
Okay.
I asked her to join because I knew she'd be really enthusiastic about it, and we text back and forth because we're both learning how to play hockey.
Okay.
And she goes, hey, can my friend play? I'm like, yeah, there's a couple more spots left. Who's your friend? She goes, Harrison Brown. I'm like, the Harrison Brown?
Who's
She goes,
Harrison?
"Yes."
Who's Harrison Brown?
Harrison Brown is an Isabel Cup champion. Oh my goodness, what team were they with? I forget. Anyway, the former professional hockey player.
Oh, good.
And they're dusting off those old professional hockey skates. And they're going to play for Rachel's Raiders.
Forgive my ignorance. What is an Isabel Cup?
For the NWHL.
Oh,
Yes.
is that what
Really?
the championship trophy is called?
The Isabel Cup.
I didn't know that. I only knew the CWHL one. So there.
What is that one called?
I forgot.
Are you serious?
I've forgotten. Yeah. We were at the All-Star game and I can't remember. It's Clarkson Cup. Clarkson Cup. Listen,
are shocked.
I said
$50 fine to Easter Seals
I
right
said
there.
Carrie Crawford earlier, okay? I'm not my sharpest tonight.
No.
Clarkson Cup.
Jesse's got to beat Adam.
Is it weird that we keep asking members of the Domi family whether they're still Leaf fans or not?
Yes, it's
What?
annoying.
Can we stop? First, Montreal media had to ask Max Domi if he was a Leafs fan, despite playing for Arizona for 3.5 years. And now they're asking Ty, are you okay with Max being a Hab? And Ty is having to answer questions about, well, when I was growing up, I was actually a Canadiens fan. That was my team. And then, I came to Toronto and they became my team. But I was a Canadiens fan through and through. I'm totally cool with it.
Boring angle.
It's so boring.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
I feel like you got to do it, but the time to do it was like a month ago.
When the trade was made, how about?
When the trade was made, but like maybe
did
he's
it.
not in town for local
They
reporters.
did that then.
They did, yeah. So why are we still doing it?
Why are we
Maybe they weren't
talking
able
about
to get
this?
a hold of Ty. I just think that angle's passed, man. That angle's done. I don't know. Who was it?
I don't remember.
didn't
It
know
was
that
just like, I was like, oh God, come on.
I just think it's
Let the man go.
He got his first goal the other day. I think.
We were talking about William Nylander, and I wanted to bring this up. So Nick Ritchie was the second last holdout,
Yes.
and now he's not holding out. He's signed, and there are people that are still debating the holdout thing. And I think even Katie Strang put out an article saying that Nylander's not a holdout. And I'm like, okay.
It was based off of your tweet.
Was it
The
based off of my
entire- No, I'm just
tweet?
kidding.
No. I think I'm like one of many people that have said holdout, but I get she argues in it convincingly that it's not a holdout. I disagree, but it doesn't mean she doesn't make a compelling argument.
What is her argument?
I mean, it's a dispute.
You have to read it. It's like it's an article.
What
right?
does she call it? It's not holdout.
I can't. You know what?
Sorry.
You're asking me who forgot the Clarkson
Frick-a-frack.
Cup. You're asking me to recall that. I'm not on my game tonight. But Nick
I
Ritchie-
agree with Adam, though. Go ahead and read it. Katie Strang is killing the game right now.
She is killing it.
Yeah.
So Nick Ritchie signs, and it's like $3 million.
1.3 per year or something?
Yeah, and you're like, what could you have? What was the big? Why?
I don't know. I really don't know. Apparently there was something in the Leaf report about that, but like, yeah, that was sort of like the Andreas Athanasiou had one where when the dispute was over, you're like, okay, neat. And who was the other one? Josh Anderson.
Yeah.
And he settled for like 1.7 or something. It's like, you missed hockey and money for that? Oh, all right. All right, okay. Like Willie, you're talking the difference of
$2 million
the span of a contract?
You're talking 2 Nick Ritchie contracts for Willie.
You several.
Well, no,
The
per year.
difference of
Per year.
Oh yeah, per year. I'm talking about over the span. We're talking about the difference of like what Nick Ritchie's going to end up making his whole career.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it, but whatever. The Ducks could use him on account of they have like 14 players on IR right now.
I just don't understand why the holdout. I don't get that.
Undercover team for Jack Hughes potentially the Ducks. If John Gibson gets hurt,
Yeah, they're toast.
they're toast.
Also, they're playing Randy Carlisle hockey still.
See, are they playing Randy Carlisle hockey because everyone's injured? Because that
They
was
were playing it
frequent
last
with the
year,
Leafs
man. They were playing it last year. You know what happened?
What was that?
You said earlier, Todd McClellan in December.
Yeah, Christmas.
Yeah, I think around Christmas too.
Turkey Dome? American Turkey Dome?
And I think maybe
the
American Turkey
Canadian
Dome.
coach?
And then I bet Randy Carlisle becomes Edmonton's head coach next year.
No.
Be great.
Oh my God. Absolutely not.
You could see it though, couldn't you?
How could you put that evil on them?
You could see that. You're going to tell me Chiarelli wouldn't go after Randy Carlisle if Randy got let go? He would.
You got to go from Anaheim to Edmonton. Just retire, Randy.
You've made your money, man. No, he'd get to coach Connor McDavid, man. He's not turning that down.
Oh my God. The guy who won a cup with Chris Pronger coaching the Edmonton Oilers. Fun. No, Adam, how dare you put that evil
I
on
just think
them?
it'd be kind of fun.
That's horrible. How could you say that? Oh my God, that's the most evil thing you've ever said.
See, I
wouldn't
wonder
wish that on
I wonder
anyone.
if Ducks fans have an unfavorable opinion of Randy Carlisle the way we do. He did win a cup there.
Yeah, like you got to have a blind spot for that, right?
A little bit.
You got to.
But is he beloved?
Maybe by some. By some of like the maybe old hardcores. Oh, you won a cup. He's a coach who won a cup. There's probably some fans in Tampa who thinks the sun shines out of John Tortorella's ass.
That's when men were men. And you could only listen to 80s rock in the dressing room, no rap, because John Tortorella didn't like it.
And if you didn't like the music being played in the other dressing room, you went in and punched him in the mouth. Well, all the players on your team restrained you. And then you get suspended. No.
That happened.
That did happen.
That was a thing.
thing that happened. I like Tortorella as a coach. I think he's a good coach.
I think he's a good
doing a good
person.
job in Columbus.
He's actually,
like
he is a good
He
person.
failed in Vancouver, let's be honest. But
Yes.
Yeah, but that was
in
a bad
Columbus-
idea from the start. Having
Exactly.
the Sedin's block pucks is a bad idea, okay?
Also, that market doesn't seem like it'd suit Tortorella. Just the media.
that team didn't seem like it would suit
Yeah,
him.
the team overall.
It was not a, no.
But I think he has a good group in Columbus, and he looks good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey.
For at least this year, because Panarin and Bobrovsky probably won't resign, they're saying.
Sometimes if you donate to the hockey team, you get a shout out, and I would like to thank Scott Troper for getting me over $9,000. Get on my level. Get on it.
Did you interrupt our very
Yes, I
important
did.
conversation?
Really, man? Like what?
Because my total
couldn't
was
have saved
over
that?
9,000.
You couldn't have brought that up when we were talking about it?
Or the press conference?
Because I just got the email. Oh my God. Someone just donated while I was yelling at you. Jason Monteith. Thank you, Jason.
You couldn't have waited till the press conference.
Someone else donate so I don't have to talk to these clowns. Sorry,
Jason Monteith, former 50-goal scorer in the NHL.
in the 80s.
No, I just made that up. No.
He's. I'm going to draft him to be the NHL alumni for Rachel's
Adam?
Raiders.
Continue.
What were you talking about? What was the bullshit you guys were talking
I don't know. What were we talking about?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Randy Carlisle and Edmondson.
Yeah.
Book it.
Randy
It's gonna happen.
Carlisle.
I'd love that to happen.
$9,000.
Coach's Corner predictions for this week. What do we think?
Ooh. Okay.
So what's happened? So we had the Tom Wilson's, I would say the player safety meeting happened. But since there's no news on that, I'm not convinced that this is the week for Don to bring it up. I would think he'll bring it up next week.
When there's a ruling.
Yeah, like when you actually have a result.
Yeah.
Like what's he going to say on it now?
That's
right?
a good shout. That's a good shout. He's got to talk about McDavid just beasting the Oilers. So he's definitely got to talk about that. Okay, I'm going to make a prediction. He's going to show, because Kadri doesn't have a goal yet. Here's what Kadri's got to do to get a goal. He's got to play rough. Look at this. And he's going to, I'm going to get so specific with this. He's going to show the shift against Washington in the first round from a couple years ago, where Kadri threw a couple hits and it led to a Matthews goal. He's going to show that. Here's how he's got to generate offense. Here's him. He might even show the McDavid overtime goal where he was fighting him off. He's going to show some sort of highlight pack of Kadri being feisty. And that's how he scores a goal. That's how he's going to score a goal this year. He's got to talk about Kadri, because I think that's sort of the big thing coming out of last game. He's got to talk about McDavid for sure.
Can I throw something out there?
Yes.
I think he brings up the Goudreau hit.
Ooh. Hey, did the Matheson suspension happen after last week? That's a little bit of old news now, though.
The
He
Charlie
maybe
McAvoy.
talks about it in the
That's what
second half of the show.
No,
for
I
the
think
late
he's got to
game.
bring it. He's got to bring it Matheson.
I think he brings up. That happened this week.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that has to. Especially the suspension happened this
Yeah.
week. Yeah, that has
games,
to.
I think he brings that up. I think he brings up McAvoy on Goudreau.
I got it.
Okay.
So he's going to talk about the Matheson-Pettersson hit and how it should be allowed, and how this is how you do it. Because,
It should be allowed.
yes.
He's not going to be down with the body slam.
Yeah,
He will. Yeah, he will.
No way.
He was a defenseman.
No.
He was a defenseman. He's going to be down with it.
You're going to be wrong on this.
He's going to be down with it, and he's going to say, this is how hockey players handle it. Because when McAvoy hit Gaudreau, did you see the thing that they were texting back and forth? And Gaudreau said to McAvoy, it's okay, it's just hockey. This is how hockey players handle it. They don't go whining in the media and all this stuff. Dude, we're talking about a guy, Gaudreau, who he's going to mistake as Canadian, and Pettersson, who's Swedish.
All right.
He's going to say something along the lines of Gaudreau good, Pettersson bad. Guaranteed. Oh, yeah.
What else you got in there?
That's tough. Fortnite is not a Don Cherry topic.
No.
Patrick Laine is not a Don Cherry topic.
Although player not from Canada, not touching that.
No.
Also, I gotta say that Patrick Laine, the fact that he made that comment and they came out and burned the Canucks, it was like,
Oh yeah.
he's the man. I know as a Leafs fan, you're like, oh no, Matthews Laine. No, Laine freaking rules, man.
You know what?
Please talk more. I love it.
Oh, you know,
I love it.
I do like Patrick Laine. He's grown on me quite a bit. Brendan Gallagher, I believe it was, scored with 9.7 seconds left against the St. Louis Blues.
That's correct.
Underdog player on an underdog team scoring a goal with less than 10 seconds left to win the game. Cherry mentions that 100%. And also the Habs, I think, will be playing So you got to cater to that audience. He'll talk about that for sure. What else we got?
I believe I'm checking the standings right now to see if I have this stat correctly, but every Canadian team is above 500. So I think he finds some way to be like,
If I were him, I would get into that.
Canada's
for sure.
the best. We're back. Or
All
something.
right. So what's the lineup?
Let's go. We're back. Let's go.
We're back.
What's the lineup? What do we got so far?
So right now we've got shouting out McDavid. I assume just hot start, 9 points all to start.
Carrying that team.
He's Gretzky.
Back to back
Yeah.
comebacks sort of thing. And then Matheson Pettersson into McAvoy Goudreau. I don't know what order you want to order, but we can fix that. And then highlight pack of Kadri, and this is how you're going to score. And then Gallagher, St. Louis.
I like it.
What else you got?
That's pretty good, isn't it? Okay.
pretty good, yeah.
Who's the underdog? Who's the guy who never scores who scored this week?
Well, I think that kind of goes with your Gallagher thing, right? The OT goal.
yeah, but
or the
he
9
scores,
second
though.
goal. That's true.
He scores. Like, we need a super
trying to think of
vague
what
player.
happens.
Who's on the Blues? Like, who's an unsung hero on the Blues? Because the Leafs are
They
playing.
have one win. I don't think.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Slow start.
So he's going to show what they're doing wrong.
You
Maybe he
think?
shows what they're doing wrong. You know
I
what
don't
he
think he-
likes to bring up every now and then?
Yeah.
Is just...
By the way, this is getting too long. So we're
No, okay. So last thing, I can't remember who the goalie was in Don Cherry's coaching career, but he talks about when you got a goalie who can't make a save, it'll kill you. And he's going to talk about that when it comes to the Blues.
Okay. So here's the max thing. New rule on this.
Okay.
Segment is 7 minutes long. There is a minute per topic. This is what they do. It's a minute per topic. They don't get to some of them.
It took us longer to come up with this. Than
Well,
it takes
yeah. I mean,
to
this
say
is
it.
like the pre-show meeting, but
Yeah.
you can't have more than 7 items on that list.
Okay.
We're only at 5.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
I was trying to think. Ranta is 14-0 in Chicago or something like that.
Nah, he won't bring that up. He doesn't care.
about 18.
I'm just thinking of stats.
No,
That's a
no.
good stat.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the hits he's going to take like 4 minutes out for. Like those are meaty for him.
Yeah.
Those are his topics, right? Those are the things where he shines. By the way, I want to throw this out there. Tonight's Panthers Caps game. The Panthers were up 4-1. It is now 4-4, and James Reimer has been pulled.
No, James. It was 4-1.
Go
4-1.
Caps.
Anyway, okay. So what do we got? Run it through, and we'll leave it at that.
Man, Panthers games are must watch.
Yeah, really.
How would you like to reorder this? What order do you think he goes? So we can make it official.
Well, McDavid won't go first.
No.
So you
It'll
start
be the hits first.
Yeah, you
Hits
start
first?
with the Leafs.
Leafs?
Yeah, you
mean
start
Kadri.
Yeah, Kadri. You start with Kadri.
Kadri, get going.
You get into, you know what? We'll stay with the rough stuff. So it'll be Matheson, Pettersson, then McAvoy, Gaudreau, and that'll get into the McDavid stuff, and then the Gallagher stuff. And he finds, I don't know how you would write this, but he finds a way to somehow awkwardly compare Kadri and Bozak before he moves on from Kadri.
In the start?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to put
No, they shouldn't have got rid of Bozak.
mentions Bozak.
Don Cherry doesn't care about the salary cap. He doesn't give a damn about that. Oh, they shouldn't have got rid of Bozak.
All right, for everyone playing along at home, we've got Kadri, get going. Then he's going to mention Bozak something in there.
Yep.
And then Matheson, Pettersson hit. And then McAvoy, Goudreau hit. And then McDavid's hot start. And then Brendan Gallagher.
There you go.
And we're going to close it out with something heartfelt.
Yes.
Yes,
Always.
Always. He stacks it like a newscast.
Tie predictions. Nothing?
No.
Blue.
No. Let's do the press conference.
I bet Don Cherry will wear a funny suit.
Bold.
Going out on a limb here.
I'll have it. I hope he just wears black.
Imagine. Tuxedo.
Yeah. Oh, I heard that Jesse Blake kid talking shit, and I thought I'd wear a tuxedo.
Do you remember that one time you were on Coach's Corner?
Who? That was so weird.
And he said, who?
That was so weird.
Funny times.
Ron McLean said my name.
This is from Pierre Hedin 69.
Wow. Wow. Talk about like, wow.
That might be the best name on the subreddit. That's great.
Is a shovel just a large spoon?
No, I don't like you anymore. No.
Yeah, it is. Of course it is.
Have you ever taken a spoon and gone,
Pool cues are chopsticks.
how dare you?
Dinosaur chopsticks.
They are dinosaur chopsticks for sure. Yeah.
No, it's been proven scientifically.
Well, it
They
has
had
to
them
be
back in the
long
day.
for a T-Rex because their arms don't reach very far down. Right?
The T-Rexes were terrible.
They were inefficient creatures.
Yeah, and they weren't. They were herbivores.
No, they were carnivores.
I don't think so.
No, they
Carnivores
definitely ate meat, man.
No, I think.
The sharp, jagged teeth were kind of a dead giveaway.
No, I think they
You're
were
thinking
vegan.
of the Brachiosaur or Diplodocus, perhaps.
I think T-Rexes were vegans, and that's why they call them vegan Rexes.
By the way, I watched V-Rex.
Look it up.
V-Rex, I believe.
Look it up.
Yeah. And when they would chase you, they instead of trying to eat you, they just yell, "I'm vegan." I'm vegan. Haven't you seen the Jurassic Park scene where there's a vegan Tyrannosaurus chasing them in the Jeep? And, and he's in the mirror and I'm vegan. And like his breath is terrible. Get away. And they drive away from him. And he's like, "No, try it out. Tofu rules."
I hope an asteroid hits this conversation. That's what I
Now,
hope happens.
all I want is for somebody to take this and put it on the actual chase scene from the original Jurassic Park and just have the T-Rex. Like, I'm vegan. That'd be amazing, right?
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
This is what we get.
All right, what else?
Welcome to the Steve Dangle
A bunch of
podcast.
pissed off herbivores come and throw red paint on the T-Rex.
What else we got?
If Lou was still GM, how long ago would Nylander have been traded? That's from
He wouldn't.
Tyler Patko, 89.
They'd be in the exact same position, only we would know less, and he wouldn't have flown to Zurich.
Interesting. I think he takes probably a different approach to this than Kyle. And
100%.
The approach would be, so you're afraid of getting traded, are you? Okay, well, if you don't sign, I'm going to trade you. You don't believe me? Here's the 3 offers I have lined up.
Which is a good tact.
He goes old school on them. My mom's going to kill me. She showed me the knife. Like he would go that route.
Could we had a fin if Lou was still here?
Jesse.
That's our thing.
I don't-
I didn't invent that.
I don't want a fin.
You don't want a fin? No.
Nah.
No, I know we could have
I want a
had
Hamilton.
a Finn, but I didn't want a Finn.
I want a Hamilton.
I want a Swede right now.
Yeah, I want Nylander, really.
Yeah.
Next question.
Steve, this applies to you and Adam. Steve, do you think Adam, can get it to your front foot? We're going to see at Easter Seals if Adam can. Do you think it's going to happen?
I think it's much more likely I get it to his front foot because I'm actually decent at passing.
Steve's been bragging about his passing all week.
I'm a good passer.
Bragging
Bragging about his passing.
I want to hear this bragging about his passing.
been bad.
Okay, here's my bragging. I don't completely suck at it.
Bragging. See? What an egotistical
At
maniac.
Shinny the other day, I got one of those apples. I
Did you
use
get-
the lingo
did you
now.
get an apple?
I got an apple.
Oh, wow. First career?
Yeah, I sort of blindly backhanded it into the slot, and someone who was really good got it.
I started playing men's league this year, and
Oh, did you get a tuck, bud?
I got another one.
Oh, you got 2 tucks,
Yeah, so
bud?
Hey, you got a goal?
it was my second goal. But both goals have been just garbage. So it's like
Doesn't matter.
my friend Alex, who will be at the charity game, Steve's friend Alex as well. And Jesse's friend Alex too. We all know Alex. Anyway, our friend.
Do you know? Sorry.
And this other guy that we played with, this other guy is really, really good, and Alex is really good, and I'm okay. But I'm like getting my legs back, and like when you get into tight situations, if you haven't played for a decade like I haven't, you're like your timing's off, everything's off, everything feels weird. So it's starting to come back a little bit. And so this guy, both times he would hit the goalie or hit the post. And last night it was the post. And the puck just sat there, just kind of like wobbling on the blue ice. And I kind of shoveled it home.
And you put your stick on the ice here, put it in the back of the net. There you go.
Garbage.
Wild.
That's really good.
But the worst part about last night's game is when you don't play hockey for a long time, you forget how to fall. And I used to fall and get up and nothing.
I never learned, Adam. Felt pretty rough.
I fell last night on the first shift so hard, swinging for a puck. Guy got away from me. I was swinging for the puck. I dove, and I hit the ice so hard that the ref stopped mid-play and tapped me on the back. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I bit my tongue. So now my tongue is bruised on both sides. So I'm feeling it every time I talk, every time I eat something. Like I ate a sandwich earlier, and I'm like, this isn't even enjoyable. And
You should have ate it from both sides. Would have been better.
and it was the first shift of the game, and I was like,
You ever bite your tongue and then bite it again
no.
by accident? So you bite it and then it swells up a little bit, and then you're eating and you stop concentrating on what you're doing. And
No, I haven't. That sounds awful.
it is. Can confirm.
So this was last night?
Last night.
Fell first shift
And
and you bit your tongue, yeah.
it's funny, you'll wake up
Terrible.
you wake up in the morning and something hurts. You're not sure what it's going to be. And you're not even sure what you did. But like last week it was my shoulder, today it's my tongue. The first week it was just my legs and my whole body in general.
Going. Eventually
Yeah.
you'll
I'll
you'll
unhurt
turn to
eventually.
rust.
Yeah.
No, the other way.
Ah,
You'll
I'll
turn
fall
into
apart.
like a robot and you'll just be all crinkly and rusty and you can't move
wait.
anymore.
Such an old conversation. No, but sometimes I'll go to bed dreading it, close my eyes, go to sleep, wake up, like just open my eyes, and I'm like, so far, so good. And then I sit up, I'm like, nuts.
My knee.
Yeah, wow, this is my shoulder right now.
Any other questions?
Yeah, we have a couple of
Let's keep going.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
This is from Passable Gatsby. Great names today.
That's a great name.
Get it? Because he's not
Adequate
great.
Gatsby. I like it.
I like it.
Passable Gatsby. Hey, Steve, can you talk about the process behind creating ice surfing?
Yeah, sure. I actually have very little to do with it. So ice surfing.
That's the most Steve answer
Great.
ever.
Great, Steve.
I was going to continue if you'd allow me. No, there are lots of people involved with ice surfing. I guess the main sort of people dealing with the content would be obviously Jeff is the host. He drives the whole thing. He's the engine of it. Jason York is obviously an analyst for it, and he brings up a lot of good points. It's my job to basically, see what fans are saying, using the hashtag surfing. Hashtag, funny GIFs, funny pictures, things and whatnot. We got Stan Narodka, who is crazy fast on the stats. So it's my instinct to, when someone asks for a stat, I go look for it, because I used to sort of do that with Leafs TV. Stan beats me to it every single time. He's so fast. And then we have two people. We have Jacob, and he wasn't doing it last week. It was Kaylee Sibley, who works the social media. She basically does what you do, Jesse.
Yes. She does that for
Kaylee's awesome.
all the pictures and everything. But there's a lot of people behind the scenes. Dave Azuma is the producer who... It is unbelievable how fast things move in ice surfing. If you haven't watched it yet, you need to try it. It's free. It's on Twitter. Canada only, obviously, but you can watch the stream, and we just go back and forth from game to game to game. It's so rare that we'll go 3 minutes without a goal, just because there's so many games going on at once, and we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So for me, there's not a ton. I'm just happy to be along for the ride. It's mostly, I would say, Dave Azuma and Jeff Merrick have the hardest jobs. And then Jason York, kind of has to be, well, I'm an NHL player, and here's some things when I was playing in the NHL. Just draws on those experiences. And I go, here's a funny GIF. Here's someone chirping my pocket square. Here's my wife chirping me. That was part of the broadcast. I cannot believe how many people watch this thing, though.
I can. It's good.
The first one, I don't know how many people we get at a time. The number's not enormous. I think like the max for the first show was like 8,000 at any one time. But throughout the 3-hour broadcast, I think we hit over 500,000.
Wow.
I couldn't believe that. 500,000
That's
people
cool.
checking it out. So if you're going to do it for the first time, what I recommend is have a window open for ice surfing, and then have another window open so you can follow along on Twitter, because you obviously got to watch it on Twitter, right? So, yeah.
By the way, Alex Tuch, while we were on the air, signed a 7-year extension.
It was before.
Was
Holy
it
mackerel.
this afternoon.
$34 million.
And for like 400 years, meaning 7.
It's a little under 5, right?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Not a bad deal. Hopefully he gets a lot of tucks for that
no.
money.
What other questions do we have?
We don't have headphones, do we? If you don't have it,
Not honest. Why?
Okay, there was David Alex, I believe his name was. He slid into my DMs on Instagram. He sent me this great Stephen A. Smith compilation that I want to play you guys on next episode.
Okay, next episode.
Yeah,
we'll save that. That's a tease. Yeah,
So we'll do that next episode.
And a round of applause for Jesse Blake for the friggin' video of Kyle Dubas as DeMarcus Cousins.
blocking
That was
little
fun.
kids. That was so
$8 million.
good.
It's funny. People were sending me that, like, tell me you've seen this. And I'm like, Jesse made that.
Do you know the one you did today too about what's Justin Verlander looking at?
Oh, yeah.
And I knew it was you. Like I knew it was you anyway, but I knew it was you when you included the puppy at the end. Because there's the serious Justin Verlander, like what is he looking at? And there's like one of them is Sid dancing. Oh, boy, I'm struggling tonight.
Tim and Prod.
Who else?
I like Tom and Sam.
What else did you put in? Tom and Sam.
Yeah.
What else did you put in there? It was like
there was Celino and Barnes.
Celino Barnes.
There was Hellebuck doing his weird eye thing
his
that he
stare.
does into the camera, which was the weirdest thing. Anyways, yeah.
And then he put a puppy at the end. I'm like, that's definitely Jesse.
Funny,
for sure, Jesse. Anyway,
Fun job.
Jesse, hilarious stuff.
It's very hilarious.
You know, what'd be great is if we just had if we had like a Jesse Blake Instagram account, but not Jesse
do
Blake's
have one of
Instagram
those.
account. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the stuff he creates that he never throws on his own Instagram.
No, but they exist on Instagram at Tim and Sid.
Yeah, but you've
Why
done
would-
other stuff that doesn't, and it's great. You're good at stuff.
No, but they exist. I don't see the point of
I
this.
want to see the stuff that doesn't make it onto Jake and Sean.
On Ted and Lewis today.
I don't know. We're out of questions.
Oh, okay.
I have no more.
Do you have anything
Do you
else to
guys
say?
have any questions?
How are
Any
you?
questions? No, I don't think so. I think I'm just a mess tonight. That's all. Just a total fucking
Oh, I
mess.
disagree.
Sorry. That's just the West.
I think today was a great episode.
I have a question. Can you donate to Rachel's Raiders?
Specifically, Jesse Blake.
And only Jesse Blake.
Do you want to talk about your T-shirt?
Oh, yeah.
then we can end the show?
Versus.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're like, damn it, Steve, I've already donated to Rachel's Raiders, how about you shut up and let me have my money? Christmas is around the corner. Well, I'm going to ask you to donate to one more thing. Go to SickKidsFoundation.com. And we're trying to build a new Sick Kids hospital in Toronto. We already got one. We're trying to get another one.
Great. As a former employee, I would be very happy to hear that. I used to work. I worked at SickKids.
Tell us one amazing story about SickKids that we wouldn't believe.
Well, that you wouldn't believe? Okay, so I was an X-ray secretary. So
Actually?
I would book people in for their X-rays.
How many jobs have you had?
Never told us this.
So it was one of my side hustles in university. As a landscaper, and I worked
You
at
mean
SickKids.
when you were in university for a month?
Yeah, month and a half, man. But yeah, so I did that for about a year, and basically, I have to be honest with you, it's right outside the emergency room, so I didn't get a lot of the stuff that needs to happen like right now. So what is amazing about that hospital, besides the research that goes there, besides the fact that they do everything that they possibly can to make these kids' lives normal, and that's really what they want, right? The kids just want to be normal freaking kids so they can play. The best thing about it is that the staff knows that every day. And it's funny that, like, you walk into your job and there's days where you're like, I don't want to be here and I'm not going to try and I don't care. There's always that. With sick kids, there's no room for that. It's like
It's not a lot of aloof surgeons.
yeah, and even if you're feeling that way, like either you're a tech, you're a nurse, or whatever you do, everybody goes in there and instantaneously it becomes very clear what you need to be there. And there's an attitude and an energy around that place that I think for those who actually, were on the front lines of things, is at once exhausting and also pretty inspiring. So please donate. Please get the second hospital built. The amount of research that comes out of there that is used worldwide is incredible.
And the first Sick Kids, the existing Sick Kids, is an institution in the city of Toronto. My mom had open heart surgery there when I think she was 3 or 4.
Wow.
So this would have been in 1966 or 7. She
It would be funny if you were like, she had it when she was 40.
had it when she was 40.
They just let her into SickKids.
And they were like, oh, well, you're here.
We can't turn you away.
Is it okay? We've got Barney in the hall. Is it cool if he comes in and visits?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, well, hope it goes well.
Jesus, this got dark. What the hell?
That's not dark. That's funny. Come on.
It is funny.
It's a joke.
I'm laughing.
That's my mother. It's my mom.
It's funny though. I could look up at that time. You could look up anybody's records because in my position you had to. So I looked up my own record, and it turned out I'd only checked into the hospital once, and it was for asthma-related things in 1991.
Wow.
I was 3 years old. So there you go.
Very neat.
There you go.
Go to SickKidsFoundation.com. It costs a lot of money to get a hospital built, so we
Yeah.
need every crew. Are you a lefty? We need lefties. We need lifters. We need ballers.
Right.
And for the hockey crew, we are the enforcers. So you can go to Sick Kids Foundation.
Who are we, Tom Wilson?
We're the enforcers. No, not the goons.
Oh,
the
my bad.
enforcers. So you can go to SickKidsFoundation.com, make a donation. You can get this t-shirt that I'm wearing right here. You can get a hoodie. You can get whatever you want.
Oh,
As long as you help us build another Sick Kids.
Thumbs up. Love it. Hey,
Let's go!
we will see you early next week. How long are you going to hold that thumb up?
Let's go!
The camera died. Nobody can see this.
Let's go! Hold on. Hold on. There you go. Let's go!
Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Brought to you by Panago Pizza. Order at panago.com and stuff your face with deliciousness.